Timmy! Oh, he's fine. He's fine. Oh, poor Timmy. Poor Timmy. Oh, poor Timmy. This is kind of like Jake Brown in the Mega Ramp X Games 2 years ago. Got hit so hard it blew his shoes off. Come on, Ken. Is he pumped or is he pissed?
Pumped. Pumped. Totally pumped.
Pumped or pissed right now?
Pumped, 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 pumped.
All right, he's got to be pissed.
Is that the money shot?
I was like, is he pumped or pissed right now?
Oh, I'm pumped. I hit it, but I didn't know I ripped the bumper off.
Like it got a little bit too much meat. Son of a bitch. Timmy's heavy, man. I'm telling you, man. He's got weight.
Killing me, man. Killing me.
I was like, is he pumped or pissed right now? Is he pumped or pissed? And I'm like, he's pissed. Timmy, man. It's like hitting a street deer. It's like hitting a small hippo out in Africa. You know what I mean? 160 pounds of dead weight.
Oh, that's nice. Finally. It took way too long to get that shot, but the angles and everything, it was really hard. So I could have made it really easy, just done it, but I decided I had to make a good sort of pendulum turn into it to kind of make it as hard as I possibly could. So that's why it took so long, but the final shot's pretty amazing. I think it'll be good in the final edit. Suspension setup and tire combo is really key. Right now I'm running on some BFG KDWs. It's a very nice tire for doing what I'm doing. It's actually used mostly in the drift competitions and has a very good and controllable slip rate for the asphalt, and it's worked out exceptionally well for this car. BF Goodrich has supplied me many sets to be able to do what we're doing here. Some of the sets go very fast. I've had a set of these tires go in a half an hour because they put so much heat and so much pressure and so much speed on them. And other ones will last a whole day depending on what we're doing. So thank you, BFG. Appreciate it. Doing a 360 with an all-wheel drive car like this is actually pretty easy, but I wanted something that would look more spectacular on camera, especially when it was slow mode. So that's why we came up with, obviously, the idea of having a field of something that would explode or break when the wheels hit it. So how many balloons do you have?
160.
And how many do you want to put out?
160.
Like you want to put out 160? Sliding through the balloon field was one of the stranger things that I've actually done with a car. The sound was kind of unique because as you hit them, they exploded, making a bit of sound. And once they exploded, it made the ground more slick. The way that the car got traction or lost traction and gained traction all through that slide was kind of an interesting feeling that I hadn't felt before. Water balloons are fun. So for this shoot, because I'm basically doing rally driving on tarmac, I really wanted the car to feel as much as possible like a rally car. The Gymkhana driving style is a mix of rally, drifting, and autocross. There's areas that I want to keep in very tight and be neat, and there's areas where I just want to be flat out, third gear, completely sideways, smoking the tires, to make a certain arc around something. Well, the technique of driving this car compared to like rally or a drift car, it's very different. It takes me a while to actually get used to it again because a lot of the techniques are very similar to the rally car and very similar to drifting, but it's a crazy mix because I don't necessarily do very many clutch kicks in rally. It just isn't absolutely necessary. But here, because I got to keep the rotation of the wheels going, even when I'm trying to slide sideways and maybe tighten up the line or go further out on the line or get the car to rotate a little more. You know, there's times where I may completely lock up the wheels and then have to all of a sudden get them spinning again. So the style of driving really is a crazy mix of a couple different techniques. First couple times I make a couple mistakes on a certain thing. But once I get into the rhythm, it's actually very fun and it's quite a challenge. So I really, really enjoy it. I've been cautious all day today, driving like shite and not doing things as good as I could so that I can get here. So I better do this right.
Ken's gonna drive his car and he's gonna drift around here. He's gonna go underneath this tractor trailer, and when his car gets just underneath that tractor trailer, I'm gonna bang off a couple of big flames. That'll be our first shot.
Originally, the semi plan came about because I was looking for something that would be a spectacular conclusion to the video clip. My original idea was to actually have a rolling semi that I would actually be able to do donuts around and under and through, and then at the end the whole thing would completely blow up. But what you sometimes dream about isn't always reality. The rear end was too far out, and I'm too afraid to hit that back thing because that rear wing, there's like 3 of them in the country. So I was just being cautious. Main risk is in the back, there's a little triangle piece that if I go wide, that is going to rip the rear spoiler off the back of the car. And if I go too tight, I'm going to catch on one of these very sharp corners of the cinder block, and all it takes is a very small nudge on that, and it's going to catch the plastic of the bumper and just stop the car. So there's a decent margin for error on either end, but I have to complete, 3/4 of a turn to get there. So it takes a little bit to make sure I'm lined up and perfect. It's sort of a cool conclusion to the video that sort of takes things and pushes it over the top. It's one thing to just do, a donut around an immovable object, but when you throw in the fact that, either front or rear part of the car could get broken pretty bad if I miscalculate, and on top of that, there's something blowing up above me and all around me. So it was kind of an idea that was meant to be sort of really dramatic, although the trick itself isn't that difficult, but we wanted something that would be a real dramatic conclusion to the video clip.
It's an honor. You're an incredible driver.
Thank you, Rob. Thanks for coming out.
No,
Thanks for being a part of it.
Thank you for surviving and being just a great all-around guy. You know what I'm saying? That's
all right, you gotta go.